Dash and Dot wake up after the good night's sleep and head down to the dining room to have breakfast. As they eat, their mother Denise checks the calendar and realizes that today is her children's checkup day, so after breakfast is done, she and her husband Dennis escort the kids into the car and drive off to the hospital. During the long car ride, Dot starts feeling anxious and explains to Dash that she does not want to go to the doctor because she has to receive a shot, an experience she describes to be the most awful thing to happen to a kid. Dash comforts Dot and assures her that he used to be afraid of getting a shot too until he managed to grow out of it as he grew older. Eventually, the family arrives at the hospital and heads into the office of Dr. Rogers. Dr. Rogers monitors Dash's heartbeat through a stethoscope, checks his mouth for cavities, checks his blood pressure through his arm, and tests his reflexes through his knee. Finally, he prepares a syringe and vaccinates Dash with it, who is able to hold in the pain. After Dash's checkup is complete, Dot is then called into Dr. Rogers' office, where the same process is repeated. However, when Dr. Rogers prepares the syringe to vaccinate Dot, her trypanophobia B kicks in as she runs out of the office screaming. Running as fast as she can through the hospital, Dot inevitably finds situations involving people being injected with needles wherever she goes, before eventually being reduced to a shivering wreck and sitting against a corner, unable to move out of fear before Dash, Dennis, Denise and Dr. Rogers eventually find her. Dash takes pity on his younger sister and helps her up onto her feet to comfort her, agreeing to help her face her fear as the family and Dr. Rogers head back into the latter's office. Making good on his promise, Dash effectively distracts Dot from the pain of the shot by tickling her stomach and sending her into a laughing fit, allowing Dr. Rogers to successfully vaccinate her. Dot is relieved after being told by Dr. Rogers that she received the shot and is allowed to choose from 3 different types of candy as a reward, but being unable to decide which one is good enough, Dot decides to take all 3 of them. The short ends with the family driving back home as Dot shares some of her candy with Dash in the back seat.